A lot of folks out there are probably noticing that their energy bills have started to go up, things like their electricity bills, how much they're paying at the pump. And that's being caused by a few different factors here. So one of those is that the price of fuels has gone up, things like natural gas and oil, for example. But another big piece here is that energy demand in the US is actually growing at the fastest pace it's grown in about 20 years. And so we're struggling to keep up with that demand with new supply. Now, the federal government has existing tax credits and funding programs to help build out that new supply, especially for things like solar and wind and batteries. But those tax credits are under the threat of repeal with this one big beautiful bill act that Congress is currently debating. If these tax credits are repealed, as Congress is discussing, it would make a lot of those planned projects no longer economic. And just to give you an idea of the scale of what we're talking about here, there are more than 2,000 projects announced or planned worth nearly $500 billion on the books right now. And many of those projects are likely to no longer pencil out without these tax credits. What does that mean practically? It means that a lot of that new clean electricity that would get built would help meet that demand and would help keep electricity prices from rising are unlikely to get built. And when that happens, it increases energy costs. So in this research, we found that if the tax credits are repealed as is currently being discussed by Congress, we would expect to see about $150 per year in higher household energy costs by 2030, and that would swell to $260 per year in higher energy costs per household by 2035. If a lot of those projects get canceled, and just to give an example, just the threat of these tax credits going away has already led to nearly $17 billion in project cancellations. So you can imagine that if the tax credits actually are repealed, just what the magnitude of that would be. What we found in our research is when that manufacturing and that clean electricity no longer gets developed, there's a big decrease in jobs. You no longer have those construction jobs to build those facilities. And of course, you don't have the jobs actually operating those facilities. So by 2030, we're seeing about 840,000 fewer jobs from the loss of these tax credits and then the loss of that deployment of clean energy and manufacturing that those tax credits would help deliver. If the tax credits are repealed, as is currently being discussed by Congress, it will cause energy costs to go up. So the best thing folks can do is, if you've been thinking of taking advantage of some of the existing tax credits, for example, tax credits to make your home more energy efficient, which would reduce your energy demand and your energy costs, best to take advantage of those sooner rather than later, because the way the bill is written right now, those energy tax credits as well are likely to be repealed and gone by the end of this year. For more information, you can go to our website online at energyinnovation.org.